Grand Rising, kindred spirits. And for those who are new, I welcome you too. Also, just be mindful if you like this content and would like to see more of it, and you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. And also, thumbs up this video so that way we can keep it in rotation and in recommendation for others to take advantage of this information. Leave a comment or question below. If you have them, please, I welcome them. I welcome your comments. I welcome your thoughts, all of your input. Please do so below this video. Now, the purpose of my content, and I have said it before, I should start saying it in every video just to remind you that on your journey to a spiritual awakening, and I want to explain that we're all spiritual beings having human experiences. Some of you may not believe so, and that's fine. We all have our beliefs. And just remember, the word believe is to accept something you really do not know. The etymology you have be in the Arabic word meaning by way of uh, lie. We know what a lie is. And of course, according to the Bible, we are all considered Eve's children, be like Eve's, by way of lying to Eve's children. So don't lie to yourself, okay? Don't do it. All right. So um, these this information or like exercises, methodologies, uh, and experiences and research that I partook in on my healing journey. So I offer up this information to help you tap into your own self-healing creative ideas to help you along the way. You can utilize mine and what I do, but it's to help you tap into your own. And remember, I'm not here to make you think like me. I just want you to think. I am not your healer. I'm just here to help you, to teach you how to tap into your own self healing potions, that inner gift, inner healing, the inner healer in you. Okay, so let's get on this. All right. Okay, I have my notes just to remind me of my thoughts as I bring my thoughts together. Um, but yet I want to get into our first discussion of understanding, or which some of you may say understanding. And the reason why I say understanding, because you're trying to um, overstand or understand or comprehend from within. You're trying to learn you, who you are as a spiritual being. And we do that by going within, just like within meditation. We go within our beings. Okay. And what we're doing is connecting the logical mind with the emotion. All right. Because they play as the yin and the yang. The intellect being the yin, and I'm sorry, the intellect being the yang and the emotions being the yin. Okay. So we want to balance those out within us. Now, I don't claim to be an expert. This is just based on my experiences and my research. So I kind of like it kind of like switches up. Sometimes I do the research first, go through the experiences, then do the experience and go and then do the research. But for the most part, I will usually have a lot of experiences and then doing research. And for years, I have met many different people from different walks of life and have gathered and, well, gathered understanding or overstanding of their situation to connect on their level. Now, I'm not sitting here saying I know everything, but some things, even if I don't know, if you reflect on it long enough, if someone puts some information to you or question to you, some things just makes common sense. Sometimes you just need to stop and listen to your intuition, that inner voice. It sounds like you. The inner voice, higher voice, whatever voice it is that is doing its best to guide you right. Now, when I say whatever voice, I'm not just hold on now. Let's get this right. I'm saying any voice that is trying to guide you in your ascension or your spiritual awakening. Okay? So I don't want anyone to go out there and get it twisted. So, I have come to learn about external validation. And for most of us, our first validation is external. And we mostly think that it is very important to get that external validation. How is it that we get our first experience with external validation? With our parents or guardians. As babies, we seek attention. And we do that through action when we feel we need the attention. You feel me? And we call that childhood support. I ain't talking about child support. We put your money out. But we need that too. Babies need that too. Okay. They do. Let's get back on track. I said childhood support, not child support. All right. Emotional support. As babies, children, we look for that emotional support when we're going through things. And even though I'm saying as a baby or a child, also as adults. But starting in our childhood, that's where it begins. We look for emotional, physical, and material support. Material support just come the things that are needed, our material needs on a physical level. Physical support is when we are experiencing some type of illness and we don't know what to do. We need that physical support to be given to us to heal our bodies physically. Emotional support. Sometimes a kind word, a hug, kiss on the forehead or the cheek would do us good. Just to know we are supported. I know I might be sounding like cartoonish, and I'm really not trying to sound cartoonish. This is somewhat of my personality. So I hope you take what I'm saying to you seriously. Sometimes, certain things may require a little giggle or laugh here and there, just to get our day going and the sparking. The sparkling. Okay. And it's fine. Let me just say this. There are memories that I have back on my childhood, and if anyone can relate, where I never, well, I think I've said before in videos, I've never known my father. From what I've been told, so he wasn't from here, from America, or he just wasn't from our state. I'm not sure. So correct me if I'm wrong, my biological family. Don't come on. Don't leave no comment below though. Okay. Call me, email me, text me, or whatever. I don't too much like to put all of my livelihood out there. And not that I'm embarrassed about it. I just drama. This channel isn't about that kind of drama. Okay. No. So, um, and the mom didn't live in the household, even though sometimes she would be there when she was going through her things, she would come back in. And for a good little while, I didn't realize she was my mother because my grandparents were raising me. And there were just times, I think back and I think about how it honestly, think about it. Even though I had my grandparents, when it came to understanding and overstanding that my grandparents and uncles and aunts were not sisters and brothers, um, the reality of it, you know, not really knowing what it's like to have a father in your life. Yeah, and not even knowing what he looked like, not getting that type of support. Now, I have to hand it to you. I don't care what anyone says, you know, even if you have your biological family there, it's good to be able to know where you come from. But having certain paternal or maternal parents in your life is also more important to understand or understand who you are, even genetically. Okay. And to not be able to have certain validations in my life, I had to grow up. Yeah, sometimes I do wish, but what's wishing? I had that when I was little. I'm not little anymore. I have to remind myself that's a part of me that I am continuously, every day on my path that I seek to heal. I mean, not every day I'm focusing on that, no, you know. And a lot of times they say the most happiest person when they're alone is the saddest. It's not about the happiest person being the saddest. It's more like they try not to dwell on what bothers them. And in their hearts of hearts, who you think is the most saddest is the one who's most, how you say, I hate to use this word, understanding, very comprehending, overstanding, understanding, because they have been through some things. And I'm sure we all have been through some things. You know, uh, in life we look for, because it starts as a child. When you get some type of external validation, it feels very important to have that. So I will talk about how do we learn to get that validation from within? How do we heal that? What is there to do? Do we always feel lonely? Because honestly, it's what you attract. It's how you think, it's how you feel. is really washing the brain, washing the heart, cleanse, purifying, to be accepting and realizing who we truly are, to understand what we are, why we are, when we are, who we are, who we are. So let's even talk about vanity, because we go out our way, a lot of us, not all of us. Hear what I'm saying? Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Because if you don't, you will go and assume and create and say, I said such and such, or edit this video and take out and put in what you want. That's why it's good to do your research and go seek out the original version to get a full understanding of what's being said, okay? So, is vanity good or bad? Anything is good. Well, let me just say, anything in excess is not good for you. That's why you have to create a balance. It is okay to be mindful of your looks and how you carry yourself, the cleanliness of the body, but in excess to the point where you're willing to do harm and show disrespect and put another person down. Because what is given to you, you got to remember, can be taken away. And, you know, to prounce around looking for validation for your vanity, how you look in everything, and wanting to be complimented. Can we just like look in the mirror and validate ourselves? Compliment ourselves? Why? Tell me why. Please leave a comment. Come on now. Let's talk about this. Why do we feel we need that? Constant compliments. One a day is good. Okay, and I'm not saying you don't need it at all, but I'm talking to those. Let's make it make sense. Why do you feel constant validation is needed? That's when it becomes unhealthy. There's a chemical imbalance in the brain that's sending chemical reactions through your vein that's causing your heart to send off feelings and emotions of instability in a certain area that can cause you to react a certain way. Think about it. I've felt these feelings, well, let me not say vanity, but as far as like chemicals, while nursing my child, and I could feel my brain doing something, not a headache. And then I would feel it go down my back, and it felt like it was spilling over into my heart and had me feeling a certain type of way. And then you feel a certain type of way, and all you could think of is like, oh, I don't like this feeling. So this is why I say the intellect or the mind and the emotions work hand in hand, or the heart, or however you want to put it. They work hand in hand, like the yin and the yang. It's not bad and it's not good. is really your perception, how you perceive. Because what's good for you may not be good for me. It's not, I don't want to say it's all good, it's all bad. It's about keeping balance, not allowing too much on one end where you go overboard, overdo it. Then it becomes dysfunctional when you don't take care of it. You don't do something about it. Okay. And of course, when I speak about compliments, we all like compliments. There's nothing wrong with compliments. You know, we all should have our fair share of it. And like I said, anything is in excess is not good, especially if it becomes dysfunctional. Okay. And then that gets into diet and your health. But this is not that discussion today. Okay. But just know that it all plays a part. All right. All right. So let me just say this part too, based on what I said in the beginning about taking information seriously, you know, and not getting caught up in who the person is delivering the message. If you think they're trying to be funny, if you hear the message, because a lot of comedians have messages in their jokes. You just got to pay attention. And just because the way they're giving the joke, you might laugh at it. You're laughing at their pain because they can make fun of it. Still pay attention to the message because there's a message there. They're telling you things. The best comedians are the ones who can laugh at their pain. And they're really telling you true life stories, their stories. Those are the real comedians because they're speaking on their life stories and having you to try to understand and at the same time trying to give a message. Okay? And not all comedians know how to do this very well. That's why your best comedians are very popular because they are really just giving you life lessons based on their experiences and research, life research, and putting it in a comedy form. Now, let's speak about validating ourselves. I know we're getting, you're hoping that we will get to this part. And I'm doing my best to bring this to you. Because speaking on external validation, I've experienced that looking for validation outside of myself, you know. So I know you're wondering why I say the things I say, or that what I've said earlier based on seeking external validation and how sometimes that can become toxic. Seeking and not getting. Then you come to a realization, if not all of you, hopefully, you know, if you run by certain videos that can bring awareness to it, like what I'm doing my best to do today is bring an awareness to maybe something you can relate to based on my experiences. So, you know, sometimes not having certain people there to get that validation, not having certain people, places, and things or animals, not being able to afford to have a pet to get certain types of validation. So this is why it is important to have knowledge of self, self-reflection, being able to look back on things and make sense of them for you, for the betterment of your body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit. And even though I speak on certain things, these things will come back to test me. They come back to test me. Do I pass them all? Not all the time, because sometimes it can come back 100-fold. Come at me 100-fold. You don't be expecting it. And then you'd be like, But when it comes and you feel like, okay, it tricked me. I didn't pass that. You study that experience to understand how it came at you. So next time, and hopefully there will be no next time, but it's going to have to come even harder to test you. Just know life lessons, they how you say, they pile on, the strength of it builds up. And why is that? To strengthen you, to strengthen your knowledge, enhance your wisdom, to better your life, so you can see it before it gets near you. You can see it at a distance and know how to avoid it. So, the importance of validating yourself. It took me going through some things. I feel sometimes we go through things to be an example for others and or to teach, to help guide others to avoid those situations and how to meet them head on or avoid them. Okay? So there was one point in my life where I was stuck in a circle, constantly repeating things, not understanding or overstanding how to come out of it. I felt like I was in the barrel with the crabs. It felt so crowded, like, oh my gosh, how to get out of this? How do I stop repeating? And most of that came from repeating same relationships. Like, why I keep finding myself in these types of relationships? What am I not seeing? What am I not doing? I didn't get it. I didn't get it until I had a real heartbreak where I felt so connected to someone. And trust me, different types of relationships, whether they are intimate relationships, family relationships, friendships, situationships, you know, I heard someone say the reason why they're called ships is based on how you sail, you move within these situations. So no matter what ship you find yourself on, look at the other person as a teacher. Yeah, we might get upset at the teacher, but if the teacher didn't bring on the work, the hard work, the lessons, do you think you will be where you are today? And for those who are not getting what I'm saying, maybe there's still lessons for you to learn. Maybe you don't get it. Maybe you're not trying to learn the lessons and you are consistently being hard-headed. Intuition is involved, even though you're not taught in school. And let me just say this, okay? No tea, no shade. And people hear me say, no tea, no shade. The tea is gossip. And I'm not trying to make another person look bad, but what I'm trying to do is bring you a truth. it's my truth and it can be your truth, then it can be facts. If it's everybody's truth once experienced. Some people say, oh no, that's not a fact until they experience and they'd be like, oh, wow, that's a fact. Okay. But in let me say, school in Hebrew, the Hebrew word is a Hebrew word that means hell. So when you go to school, you're going to hell. You've been sent to hell. And you are giving programs to program you to think and feel a certain way about life. And what society wants you to think in order to live in their system of programming. So when someone say, oh, you're being brainwashed, to me, I hope my brain is being washed clean of the filth and programming, because I want to think clearly, critically, with common sense. I want to make it make sense so that I'm not caught up in a spell where I can't see myself and see in front of me and see the lies. So sometimes to be brainwashed, make sure you're washing it with some good purifying cleanser so that you can see yourself and know thyself. So different situationships, whether it be a person, place, or thing, be grateful if it awakens you to a pure truth that allows you to see you. You want to be able to see yourself. Because as a person, me, I am tired of lies and games and being toyed with emotionally, mentally. It takes a toll on the system. And when the mind isn't right and the heart isn't right, creates illness and disease. Think about it. What a man thinketh, so is he. If you think you're going to die, you're going to die. If you feel you're sick, you're sick. Now, how are you going to heal that? The number one energy, vibration, and frequency to be on is love. So this is where self-love come in. How I got to that point, I was trying to love outside of myself. I tell people, and what was told to me by a great teacher, mentor, when you fall, usually when you fall out of a tree, you're going to get hurt. They tell you you're going to get hurt. You're on the highest peak of thing and you're not careful, you're going to get hurt. If you get into a love relationship and you don't know where you're at, guess what? You can get hurt if you fall into it. If you fall in love, you might get hurt, but it's okay. Because when you fall and you realize you shouldn't have been in that tree, or maybe you shouldn't have stepped on that limb of the tree, because maybe it's okay to climb the tree. You just got to do it safely. And if you're not careful, you will fall. Maybe it's okay to be in relationships. But if you fall for the wrong one, you're going to get hurt. So let's stop falling and learn to crawl, walk, and stand tall and firm with confidence, knowing what we're getting ourselves into, knowing what tree to climb and which one to avoid. Let's make it make sense. Let's think critically. That's what I'm bringing to you. All of this talk about healing, life coaching, counseling. We think it's not necessary. I've had to come to realize it's necessary. Do I have family problems? I do. Do I want to share it with you? Heck no, because it's for me to work on. I have to work on me first. I have to make sure I'm right mentally and emotionally to be able to help family. So if you find out things about my family, we all have families. We all have issues. And in this world, there's a lot of dysfunctions based on the institutional programming we've all been through. We've all been taught to believe. We were taught that we had to spell words. But yet in a movie or in the witches or warlock book, they tell you about casting spells. Why is it I have to spell this word? Why can't I learn it? Learn to say the word and understand it. Sometimes we got to use the power or gain knowledge and wisdom of what's going on in order to break the spell of being programmed in institution, because everything is an institution. They call it institution of learning, institutions of healing. Now, this is not an institution. This is my platform. This is my world. You come into my world, I welcome you into it to help you understand me and where I'm walking, my journey, my path, why I am here, why you think I'm crazy and weird or different. And instead of judge me right away, get to know me. So I'm trying to help you understand and understanding validation of self to avoid unwanted relationships, family ships, hardships, any kind of ships, situationships due to vanity and manipulative comments. Because if you know how to use words and you understand people, you have that critical thinking, you're able to avoid people's marketing manipulation and how they strategize with a smile. That's why I say, look past the smile. Look past the jokes and hear the message and get the lesson. Because yeah, that's why I say, I know I may sound like I'm joking in the way how I come to you. You might think it's funny and miss the message and don't ever get the lesson because you're so caught up in how it sounds. It sounds funny. And that's how you can get got. Okay? You know, I might laugh and smile with you, but I'm listening. Because I'm trying to understand. What are you really getting at with this? That's funny, huh? Until I figure it out. Then I'm like, oh, okay, this is what you're trying to do. All right. Whether it's good or bad, because you got to really pay attention. And it's all got to be about you to you. Is it good for you? Is it bad for you? What is this lesson, this relationship, this person, this place or thing is trying to show and teach me? You got to know the importance of someone manipulating you and someone really trying to help you. Someone using marketing strategies to sell you something you don't need, or someone who's really trying to show you through their marketing strategies and how it can be beneficial for you. This is why when it comes to me doing the business of life coaching and counseling, I don't want your business unless you really need me, because then you will waste my time and you will waste your money paying for my time. Because I truly would love to help. Once you open up to me, this is confidential. This is why certain things about my life, I can resolve it myself. I don't need to bring it on the internet, put y'all into my business. And even if something gets to the internet that might be true, why should I validate that information to even make you think it's true? Then you got to think about the person who brought the information to the internet. That's a red flag for you. You got to pay attention to people's intentions. As I said, the highest vibration and frequency right now to have is love. And it's best to love on yourself first. It's okay to make mistakes, just as long as you learn from those mistakes. It's okay to go through pain, as long as you learn from the pain. It's okay to be manipulated, once you learn from the manipulation, so you don't have to be manipulated ever again. It's okay to be sold to, as long as you realize what you're buying. So the main reason for all of this is to not get caught up and stuck in a repetitive situation that we feel we can't get out of. How do we get out of it? First, question yourself, and then question others to help you understand and understand. Do you realize you're in something toxic? Some people never realize it. Some people end up 6 feet under, or 6 feet under, and they never realized they were in a situationship. It's okay to be in a situationship, but as long as it's not toxic. You get, right? So as I stated, and I'm getting close to the end of this session. If you've been in a situation before and you leave that situation, go into another situation, and this situation reminds you of that situation, and then you go into another situation and it reminds you of the first two situations, and they were toxic and not healthy for you, and you don't like it, you're getting tired of feeling the pain, because some people can become comfortable with experiencing pain. Some people find pain as a comfort, emotional pain, and live a life of unhappiness. And then the same people who get comfortable with pain feel like it's the norm. And then they try to put that on other people to live like them. Just know misery loves company. And be very aware and recognize who's miserable if you're trying to stay away from miserable people. Validate yourself with self-love. If you want to know how I got to that point, why not book a session with me and find out? Again, I welcome your comments. Please leave some comments below and give some input. If there's some things you've experienced that that surrounding this topic of validation, supportive, self-loving validation, put it down below. We would love your input. And when I say we, I'm talking about the other people watching this. Make sure you read down below. There's some comments, give some input, ask some questions. I know you will. I know you have them. The only dumb question is the one that goes unasked. Because that means you will never find out. What they say, you're going to F around and find it out. And it could be good for you. Don't let them words right there scare you. You're going to mess around and find out. But that's if you're snooping somewhere you shouldn't be. But just know if you are, you're going to mess around and find out. And that's what you're trying to do, is find out. So you know whether or not you should repeat. So sometimes to avoid dangers or to get the information on your own and not be naive and believe what other people are telling you about somebody else, go find out who somebody else is and fully understand or overstand the situation before you judge without even knowing for yourself. Seek knowledge for self through questions, introspection, reflection. Just remember, I'm not here to make you think like me. I just want you to think. And you want to know how to book a session with me, my information will be at the end of this video. I also, for those who are listening, and you have, you're part of a company, professional environment, whatever organization you're part of, I do speaking engagements, teaching engagements to help even people in leadership positions or people who are just dealing with life, period. Because to be a great leader, you have to have a balanced life. So to find out more about that, check out the end of this video. I don't have webinars, but in my speaking engagements, I do speaking events where I have certain methodologies or certain focus points that I focus on with methodologies for them. All right. Again, I'm not here to make you think like me. I just want you to think. I'm here as someone to teach you to self-heal, not to put my hands on you and heal you or push some energies through this thing to heal you, but to teach you to take responsibility for your life by tapping into your own resources. Again, I thank you for coming and joining me today, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Better sooner than later. Take care. Master Certified NLP practitioner dedicated to empowering individuals such as yourself to transform their lives through holistic healing, life coaching, and counseling. And today, yes, I'm excited. I'm excited to share with you my signature program, which is designed to help you unlock your purpose and align with your true self. Our program, Transformative Healing, a metaphysics and NLP approach towards self-discovery and authentic living, is a transformative journey that combines metaphysical insights with neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP, techniques to help you overcome challenges and discover innate abilities to heal and transform relationships with yourself and others, as well as establish healthy boundaries. My key components are: 1, self-authentication based healing. This module focuses on understanding the importance of healing and self-authentication in leading a purposeful life. You'll learn to balance your light and dark psyche, use mental and emotional coping techniques, and gain self-acceptance through positive self-talk. 2, lifestyle-based healing. In this module, you'll learn how to tap in to natural survival resources and follow intuitive influences to create a new lifestyle. You'll replace unwanted habits with better practices, identify stress triggers, and understand influences affecting your lifestyle choices. 3, communication-based healing. This module teaches you to express and communicate your thoughts and feelings effectively. You'll learn to listen to your true voice, creatively express your imagination, and communicate commands to your subconscious mind for positive change. And 4, community-based healing. The final module focuses on transforming community dynamics. You'll learn to manifest your needs and wants, recognize patterns for better change, identify individuals of influence, and create a space that fosters peace and harmony. Our program is designed to help you evolve to a new level of self-authentication in this new upcoming paradigm. Now, are you ready to embark on this transformative journey with me? Please join our program today and unlock your true potential. I welcome you back, and I look forward to speaking with you. So get ready. On your march, set, to, go. Thanks for